Hi guys, this is a review for Den of Thieves 2. I didn't see Den of Thieves 1, but it was okay. It was the pacing was kind of bad. It was really slow. I was expecting because it's like a heist movie, right? It has Ice Cube's son in it, Gerard Butler. They're like the main people. Everybody else, I have no idea who they were. I guess the only thing you really need to know about the first one is Gerard Butler was like he was like hunting these like heist people, and the first one had the guy, the Master Chief from the Halo show. He was in it. Spoiler alert for the first one, he dies at the end. Ice Cube's son like double crossed him and got away with a bunch of money or whatever. So that's really all you need to know about the first one is like Ice Cube's son got away with it. So now Ice Cube's son is like he's like a master heist guy. He goes from like country to country heisting with this woman, her code name Cleopatra. So they end up in, I think it was in France or somewhere in France. And he gets a job at like a diamond exchange place, and Cleopatra, I guess, has a connect there. So he's like posing as like a diamond guy. And sorry, I forgot to mention at the beginning movie, he does another heist and he steals like this red diamond. So he does that, then he gets the like job as the diamond exchange guy. And he like sells that diamond to them to kind of show like, I'm in the diamond world. And they're trying to rob that diamond exchange place, but it has like super crazy security. We meet like a bunch of people that don't really matter, and the whole movie it's just like Gerard Butler convincing the FBI that like Ice Cube is still out there and still like trying to steal money, or sorry, Ice Cube's son is trying to steal money, and nobody believes him because he's kind of a piece of shit. He's been like fucking whores and like doing crazy stuff. So it's surprising that he even still has a job, honestly, because the first one he was like a wild boy. He goes like on like vacation or something to Paris because he figures out Ice Cube's son's there and trying to do another heist. And he meets up with like the Paris cops. They kind of give him info, but he doesn't like really like say that he's directly working with them. And then he goes undercover and is like hanging out with Ice Cube's son and like all the people, and they're getting all buddy buddy. And then like at the end of the movie, like this is like the last 30 minutes, they finally do the heist, and like the movie starts getting good. At the end, they did the heist, they got the money, and they're having like their victory brunch, and like you can see Gerard Butler, I guess he looks nervous, and you're like, why is he looking nervous? Because he's been working with the French cops the whole time, which wasn't really clear. There was never a scene where he was talking to the French cops and was like, I'm going undercover. He just like used them to find out where Ice Cube's son was, and then said, oh, that's not the right guy, I'm going to leave. So there was really no communication between them. So it was like really unclear why he was nervous. And then, yeah, the French cops bust in, they arrest everybody. And then like Gerard Butler like pretends to get arrested. And then the main French cop guy that we've like seen kind of throughout the movie, he's like, oh, you did a good job, you did the right thing. And like Gerard Butler like clearly looks upset because he was like, he had a love interest with Cleopatra, and he was getting real buddy buddy with like Ice Cube's son, because they had like a whole scene where they like did drugs together and they were all hanging out and having a good time. That happens, they all get arrested, and then there's like like flash forwards like a week later, and Ice Cube's son is in jail. He gets a visit from Gerard Butler, and Gerard Butler's like, yeah, sorry I had to do it to you, man, but like, a tiger can't change his stripes. And then he's like, oh, by the way, sit back left. And like he's like, so Ice Cube's son like gets this look, and he's like he understands what it means, but then when he sits in the car, he still sits back right. Like, so I guess he didn't really understand what Gerard Butler meant. But then, like, out of nowhere, as they're transporting him to like a new prison, helicopters show up and they break Ice Cube's son out of prison. And then oh, sorry, I forgot to mention the diamond he stole was from the mafia. Like, and he stole the diamond back, gave it back to the mafia. So the mafia breaks him out of prison, and then they like recruit him in, and they're like, how did you steal the diamond back? You're such a smart guy. And then he's like, you know what? You're going to work for me. And then it cuts to like black, and then like it goes to another scene where he's like looking at his phone, and it's Gerard Butler, and he's like, oh, all the cats are out of the cradle. So I guess Gerard Butler got everybody arrested and then broke everybody out of prison. So I was actually upset. Like, there was no point to that.
When he said like sit like back left and he sits back right, do you think the director thought the audience was so stupid that visually he's sitting in the back left of the car according to the like orientation of the car? That's why they made him sit there instead of the actual back.
But it was like literally the next scene he looks confused, and then he's like, and then sits back right anyway. And it was like, it was all because they had to use a buzzsaw.
like the camera shot, do you think it's because he's sitting on the left? Or,
Maybe
that'd be so stupid, but like, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of in that scene. But yeah, like,
maybe,
sorry, yeah.
maybe, I guess, but yeah. So basically, Gerard Butler breaks everybody out of prison because he felt bad, and then they basically set it up. There's going to be a Den of Thieves 3, obviously.
So basically, like, like the ending was just like a lot of setup for something that's going to be cooler, and like there's no like real consequences in this movie because
he should have broke bad and never double crossed them, honestly. And I think it would have been a much better movie. I'd give it like a 4. It was so slow in the beginning, and it only got good at the end when the actual heist was happening.
Like, because like I mean, I think like Gerard Butler and like Ice Cube's son they're fine. It was just kind of like a generic heist movie. Like, there's a lot of scenes where it's like I can usually forgive like a heist movie like a lot when there's like decent like pacing and like like mobility in the shots, but like it's just I don't know. It was like I would say it's roughly like Gunner tier, right? Like.
I wouldn't say it's that like acting isn't that bad.
It's not like that bad, but like in terms of like how watchable the movie was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I would honestly watch Gunner again before I'd watch this movie.
Okay.
I mean, Gerard Butler was really funny in it. Like he has like some cringy moments that like are actually pretty funny. So he was probably my favorite part.
Yeah, like the scene where he's like doing drugs with Cube son was like pretty funny.
That
was
was pretty good. Yeah, and he's just kind of like, oh, I'm a reckless cop. So he kind of has that like attitude the whole time. He's just kind of cringy. Like
yeah, I mean, like I would say. It's just there's like Olympus has fallen, and then like it's just a bunch of other ones that it's like 10 of 300, and then like I feel like that's you get to that point in the career, and you do like this kind of type kids rule. It's like probably 5 for me because is like his character's like quirky. So
I
feel like
almost want to give it like 4.5 because, like you said, like the Gerard scene is he's kind of funny sometimes, but like honestly, yeah, I have to give it a 4. It just like it wasn't that watchable. Like yeah, like I'd probably just give it a 4 too. Like again, not even Ice Cube's son. Would you see Den of Thieves 3 at this point?
Yeah, I would. Okay, I would.
Yeah,
like as much as I hated Den of Thieves 2, I would probably watch 3 because I feel like I'm invested at this point.
I didn't see the first one before I watched this movie.
Me neither. I've never seen the first one.
Yeah. I thought you'd seen it now.
I quite enjoyed Den of Thieves 2. I think it's a good twist on like just the Odysseus kind of story, and just kind of presenting that in a different light. I thought it was a little strange. Gerard Butler's character spoke with an accent. Strange is it's a weird character choice.
Because that's not like how he talks in real life.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
Exactly. I think Den of Thieves 1 was a lot better than Den of Thieves 2. Is the problem I have with Den of Thieves 2? We're like course correcting,
Yeah.
Like we're doing like a GI Joe Rise of Retaliate. No.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh.
Rise of Cobra.
Oh, Rise of Cobra. Okay.
Because one of them is the one that like sticks really to the cartoon, and I think Rise of Cobra is the first one.
Okay,
GI Joe Retaliation is the second one.
Yeah.
Because Rise of Cobra, he hasn't risen yet. He's rising, and that's when it had like Joseph Gordon-Levitt as like a really weird Cobra. He was like the Doctor, but he was like Cobra the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, he puts on like his weird Cobra mask.
Yeah.
Retaliation.
Yeah.
That's when he comes back with like the full Cobra mask.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when he's like actually Cobra. And then because for example, like they killed off Channing Tatum and now they brought him back in G.I. Joe Retaliation.
Yeah.
So that's why I figured that G.I. Joe,
like Den of Thieves 2.
Yes. So Den of Thieves 2 also not a gay movie. I thought it would be a gay movie, not a gay movie.
Well,
you could argue that like they have a bit of a bromance.
Yeah.
Ice Cube and Gerard Butler, because like Gerard Butler is like macking on Cleopatra, and Cleopatra is the ex of one of the other like guys in the heist.
That's
and
not
actually,
gay, Sonny.
that actually, well, let me get there.
Yeah.
That's not gay.
They break up the club actually because 2 of the guys leave because of that incident,
Mm-hmm.
and then like Ice Cube's son and Gerard Butler go hang out, and they're having like a real good bro moment.
Yeah.
So I think like if you really were trying to force the gay narrative, you could say that like Gerard Butler's at least bi.
We're about to finish Frog Kings to try to wrap up the review.
And bias too.
I mean, I think we're waiting for
your
your rating.
Oh, sorry. I would maybe I'd give it
Are you gonna
six out of 10.
Higher than a 5?
6 out of 10.
He enjoyed it.
I
guess.
Okay. I mean, like I don't know. I thought it was kind of watchable, but like overall, like I don't know.
I didn't actually watch the movie.
Okay, but like you watched the movie, right, Evan? So like,
basically what I've said before, with Gerard, just kind of like doing, he's. I can remember him from 300, and I know he did like an action movie, the Fallen movie, and then like